One card on the bottom for David. Mull to 6. Looks like William has kept 7. Flooded Strand passes the turn. I don't know if the players sat down knowing what the other was playing. I just don't know. This was round 7 of the Swiss, so it's possible. Likely. Forest pass.
So gross.
After 6 rounds of Swiss sitting at the top tables, you're somewhat clear what everybody around you is up to. Undercity Sewer, Surveil.
Yep.
2 cards. You were repping counterspell the entire time.
Force of Will dumped into the graveyard.
Turn. And a Seed of Hope. Mill to
Seed of Hope. I don't know if you've ever seen this card on stream before. Interesting. What set is that card from anyway? I forgot. Does anybody know? Dark Depths dumped into the graveyard. Expiration. March of the Machine. Okay.
I'll Wasteland your Sewers. Yep. I go second main.
Okay, so after the Wasteland on Undercity Sewers, David floating a blue, trying to move to the next phase, and a Brainstorm here. Tiny bit of glare. Sorry about that. Yeah, Malevolent Rumble seems to be pretty good in the lands decks these days. As we play Legacy here in halfway through 2026. 2025. What year is it? 2025. You know, the slow motion glacial pace of metagame reaction that happens in Legacy. You'll see people trying cards like Seed of Hope. Takes some time for people to be brave enough to try some new things, I guess. I don't know what goes on with that anyway.
And then on response to that, we'll drag and figure out these 2 Yep. And then I'll put all my permits again each time the master enters. Great. Sure.
Okay, Wasteland on Wasteland. Now Tamiyo. Tamiyo, obviously one of the best cards in Legacy these days. Legitimate threat on the board. If you're sitting in William's seat now, is it clear you're up against a Reanimator? Let's assume they have never met each other, they never spoke before, they didn't see each other the previous rounds. This is round 1, pretend. Is it clear you're up against Reanimator? Maybe not.
It doesn't say non-land, right?
Quinos thinks that William probably has a crop rotation. So Mox Diamond gets played, discards Maze of Ith. Now Life from the Loam.
Waste Mace.
Yep.
like Depths, Wasteland, and Maze picked up there, right? Pachuca Bog U, that could stop a potential Murktide on the following turn. So Life from the Loam now in the graveyard with Exploration on the board could be a big problem for David. Tameo attacks makes a clue. Ponder now. Try and flip this Tameo possibly. Chat pretty curious about that Seed of Hope card. I dig it. I like people trying something different. Undercity Sewer Surveil. Now that's the second Surveil land of the game. Does that give us any more clues? I agree, Darth. Now it's clear David's on Reanimator. Okay, so a Dredge of Loam. We were talking about Dredge a little bit earlier on today's stream, and Life in a Loam being one of the coolest Dredge cards. Urza Saga just got milled into the yard along with, I think, a Yavimaya and a Lava Spur Boots, I believe. Wasteland on the sewers. That's land drop number 1. Four cards in hand for David. Yeah, Blue-Black Tempo can't afford to play 2 enters tapped lands. Life from the Loam. Yavimaya, Wasteland, and I missed what the other one was, but I guess chat saw it. There's a Saga, I guess. There's Malevolent Rumble. Twitch chat was talking about this card before. I was just talking like moments ago about the slow motion glacial pace of Legacy. Malevolent Rumble took a while to catch on. Now it's in all the lands decks. Grafdigger's Cage could be huge here. We'll see if William has the read on what we're up against. Needle is also in there, and Tameo's on the table, so an interesting choice.
Just like some variation of that. I like it.
Caracas and Mox Diamond are the other cards less likely to be chosen. I mean, Caracas could bounce Tameo, which could be a consideration. It could be. Chat seemed to lean towards Cage being the choice so far. All right, going to go for Pithing Needle. That was an interesting choice for a Rumble, based on this current situation.
Both players play Magic and feel like they had a good time.
Yeah, Aquinas absolutely right. You can grab Caracas later with Loam, but not if Tameo had flipped into a Planeswalker. Then you might be too late, which is the only reason to consider choosing it there. But yeah.
That's fine. Seal takes turns. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Tameo Season Scholar.
Okay, the Needle resolved. It names Tameo Seasoned Scholar, which is the reverse side. And it seems like David has scooped it up.
I think it like figures out.
Yeah, Grafdigger's Cage in the main these days for some of these lands decks and saga decks. And you know what? I'll be kind of honest. I like that. Like, that's cool to me. Having a, like I play the Maverick deck. I got my Collector Roofs in the main. I got my Keen-Eyed Curator in the main. Collector Roof often a dead card in a lot of matchups other than being a 2/2 creature. Grafdigger's Cage in the main. Shuts off a lot of stuff. Including Green Sun Zenith. Including Dread Return. Turn one Tamio here for David. Over time, we're seeing, over the long term, right, as the metagame changes, and it has changed over time, Urza Saga decks are choosing a different, what is it, 3, 4, 5, 0 and 1 mana value artifacts to put in the deck. Those flex slots have changed a bit. Aviator says, I was talking about that earlier. People would rather complain about a deck being the best rather than changing their deck to answer things. Darth 100% agrees. There's a little bit of, and this happens in a lot of Magic formats, in a lot of situations, no matter how warped the metagame is. But there is a lot of like people throwing up their hands and like we've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas that goes on for sure. Seed of Hope again. And I think in Legacy it's a bit exaggerated at times.
Draw for turn.
I mean, people were like rage tweeting a month ago about, I've talked about this on stream already, about how the Saga rules changed, and now Urza Saga is going to be broken in Legacy. It just didn't happen. Audrey says, I think a lot of people think Reanimator isn't that good because most people that play the deck in paper are very bad at it. All right, another Malevolent Rumble. Tabernacle, Odawara, another loam, a loam. That will be going into the graveyard. Spawn is made. Tabernacle not super important right now. Tamio is a planeswalker with 4 loyalty at the moment. Could be a significant threat on the current board. Choice in the previous game with the Pithing Needle. I'm sure William's thinking about the Pithing Needle, which it was in this stack. All right, Odawara will be the choice. All right, here's a ponder for David. The thing is, though, like, 2 things. Number one, the players at the LGS will say things like, the players on Magic Online are better, and then tell us how they paired against the other player at the LGS the previous night on MTGO. Like, who do you think is playing? But, okay, kind of kidding, but putting that aside. We know that there are decks that exist that are quote-unquote good against Reanimator, and I just don't see people registering them. So, and, they had like these rental accounts online where you could apparently play any deck. I don't know. Brainstorm picked up by Tamio. Just a little bit of like not doing anything about the problem, I guess. Delusional says the only thing I dislike is the inconsistent approach. My Mika Spawn deck gets a ban despite not having good win rates. And Reanimator has the best record but remains untouched. It's all over the place, Delusional. I'm with you on that. And that's how we ended up with cards like Expressive Iteration banned. That just look, in my opinion, embarrassing on the ban list. It just looks ridiculous. If you look at current Legacy and look at the ban list, you're like, and you just arrived from another planet, you'd be like, why is Expressive Iteration banned? Just looks ridiculous. Aviator says Mika Spawn should have never been banned. Control was bad before, it continues to be after. Over the long term, we'll see. I don't know. Audrey talking about the rock, paper, scissors aspect of it. Yeah. Sometimes decks are good against Reanimator, bad against other stuff. But still, there's not a lot of trying things. I just see people like they registered Reanimator again. Okay.
I will.
That's just not what I would do. If I had MTGO and I had a rental account, that's not what I would do.
Cross that bridge when we get there. Let's cross it when we get there. So yeah, we'll say we print it on.
Ponder resolving here. It's also a case of when we're talking about oops and Reanimator and all that stuff. It's like, sometimes you talk to legacy players at FNM and they can't believe that best of one is very popular on Arena. People like just to jam a quick game. Like, that's just the way it is. That's why best of one got so popular. Is the format better, like quote unquote, and more balanced if it's best of one? Maybe not, but people just enjoy, like, I'll just play a quick game. So William has made a construct. We will be looking into the legality of this construct token, deciding on Chapter 3. Tamio at 3 loyalty. Delusional says I lost to a Curses player playing main deck, Leyline, and Helm combo and Trinispheres. Bring Curses Chris back. Yeah, I was playing Mono Black Curses a while back. This is like... That's a long time ago. Delusional wants me to bring it back. I don't know. Send me lists. Post lists on Discord for Curses. I'll think about it. I haven't seen one of those lists in a while. Tell you what, though, when I stopped playing that deck, it was around when, like, Boseiju came out, I guess, and they're just, like, between Force of Vigor and Boseiju, that deck just felt really fragile. It wasn't pre-COVID. No, it wasn't pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, people can't believe this. I was a Delver player, like, most of the time. Blows people's minds. They can't believe it. Something happened to me.
Priority now after the match.
Yeah, I was playing Delver with, like, True Name, Young Pyromancer. Terramander was in there at one point. I was bolting and chain lightning people, dazing, wastelanding. We're deep into this game too. Still thinking about this Urza Saga. Floating a blue with Underground Sea after a wasteland. Okay, a brainstorm in response to a disruptor flute. Venge Vinny says, I was a Zoo player back in the day, played Shadow pre-pandemic and quit Legacy. Now my main is Cephalid Breakfast and finishing Omnitel People Change. You know what? Switching decks is one of the, like, coolest things you can do about Magic. Or any TCG, really. Just experience something different. That's why people like Draft and Limited. All right, now Urza Saga will search finally, it seems. Oh, now okay. So, wait, what is flute on then? Damn it! I didn't hear what flute was on.
Oh, sorry about that.
You have to travel for it. When I say travel, you gotta drive like where I live.
Targets. Seiju, Yavimaya.
Seiju Yavimaya Wasteland.
City.
Yeah, I know.
So spread out.
Surveils attracts into the graveyard. Okay, things are getting interesting. Tamio, pass. The needle names the backside of Tamio, remember. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what the flute named. I'm sorry about that, folks. I just didn't hear it. We don't have like a a producer sitting at the table keeping track of all this stuff. Sorry about that. People are naming flute with flute? I don't know. Wasteland on the sewers. Attack with the construct. Tamio was no longer right to use its ability, so it's full power. Gets in for 4, I guess. That is the match. William's going to get it. GG's.